Greetings, Anytown University family. I am very encouraged by the large viewing audience today to hear the financial state of the university. Today's broadcast is being hosted by your Chief Financial Officer, Julia Odom, often referred to as the CFO. Today we are continuing our three-part series on the state of the university. Series 1 focused on student access and affordability. Our agenda today will focus on disinvestment and fiscal affairs. A major event has happened in the higher education landscape, and this event has impacted our financial future, which you know of as COVID-19. Before the coronavirus pandemic, Anytown had a robust financial portfolio to support operations, academic programs, capital improvement projects, and research. As you are aware, the economy in our state is declining as a result of anticipated revenues well below expectations. How does this affect Anytown University? A large part of our budget consists of state appropriations and tuition dollars. The state funds support the greatest portion of our budget. These funds are derived from tax collection and are appropriated from the General Fund for Institutions of Higher Education, better known as the Education Enhancement Fund. In higher education, we refer to it as ENG, Education and General Fund. $302,136,819 were targeted by state government for general support of education and operations at the 8 institutions. Due to the loss of revenues, though, state cuts have been made to support institutions of higher learning. The Board of Trustees for Institutions of Higher Learning allocated Anytown University $38,975,847. This was a shortfall from last year's allocation of $44,239,202.70. We were expecting an increase that was promised, but due to state budget reduction, we are bearing the brunt of short cash flow. As the economy declines, state government has to prioritize funding and spending. During this deliberation, decisions are made to reduce services and programs. Unfortunately, education is not on the list of priority funding. Therefore, funding is reduced for the Education Enhancement Fund. Based on our allocation, this year's funds were dispersed as follows. For instruction, we allocated $25,560,682. We reduced this budget by $3,074,416, and we have an operating budget for instruction of $22,486,266. In the area of research, we allocated $2,332,077 and reduced this budget by $1,076,703, leaving an operating budget of $1,255,374. In student services, our budget is $6,648,782. This budget was reduced by $714,225, leaving an operating budget of $5,934,557. In operations and maintenance of the physical plant, we allocated $1,514,967 and reduced this budget by $210,555, leaving an operating budget of $1,304,412. In Student A, we allocated $1,237,453, and we reduced the budget by $20,050, leaving $1,217,403 to operate. In the area of academic support, we allocated $942,634, reduced this budget by $47,131.70. This leaves an operating budget of $895,502.30. In public service, we allocated $255,862 and reduced this budget by $64,000, leaving $191,862 to operate. And in our final category of institutional support, we allocated $483,390 and reduced this budget by $56,275, leaving an operating budget of $427,115. For our overall expected budget of $38,975,847, we had to reduce this total budget by $5,263,355.70, leaving an operating budget of $33,712,491.30. Considering this revised budget, we are experiencing a significant budget deficit in all areas. Proceeds from student fees and other source funds, as articulated by the state legislature in 2020, requires institutions to use these funds to support their educational initiatives and general operations. This year, due to low student enrollment projections, we will not collect the amount of tuition and fees compared to the previous fiscal year due to the impact of COVID-19. Enrollment is significantly contributing to the shortfall of the university's fiscal health. Enrollment has slipped beyond our projections due to the pandemic and families struggling with economic hardship. Metrics from the Office of Institutional Research indicate last year's enrollment was 4,068 students. Our initial enrollment projection for this academic year was 4,268 students. To date, only 2,451 students have registered. This is a difference of 1,817 students. This equates to approximately $7,086,200 in on-campus tuition and fees, and $456,378 in commuting student tuition and fees. The dip in enrollment and state cuts in funding has prompted the Anytown University Shared Governance Team to make difficult decisions to balance the budget to avoid school closure for the 2021 academic year. The modified budget does not reflect an increase in tuition since our student community and families are struggling and enrollment has dropped. It does include reduction in faculty and staff. We are still crunching the numbers to arrive at the exact number of non-tenured faculty and at-will staff who will be impacted. Limitations in the number of academic course offerings, and some programs are being targeted for suspension. Some elective courses are being dropped from the schedule. We also will have a postponement of capital expansion projects for student and faculty housing. There will be limitations in student activities. Also, there will be a 20% reduction in the president's salary. All vice presidents will receive a 10% reduction. Deans will receive a 5% reduction, and other administrators a 2.5% reduction. Each fiscal year, our budget committee reviews the two major funding sources, state appropriations and tuition, so that we can determine disbursement of funds to operate our university. Instruction and student services, which includes programs, are our greatest need areas to disperse funds that contribute to the overall organizational structure of our university in order to improve and maintain the infrastructure. This year is especially challenging since we will not be able to operate at a high quality level as we have in past years. In order to survive this fiscal bump, we are going to have to go on the offense to help our university identify other resources that can contribute to our fiscal well-being. In this strategic plan, we must protect the economic engines that brand our university, our programs, as well as our services. I solicit suggestions from the Anytown University family and community to brainstorm other means of generating revenues to overcome this shortfall in finances. Currently, we are exploring ideas to move our university forward and sustain it in the future state of this economic crisis. Some higher ed experts have suggested devising a budget playbook to guide forward movement. In a recent publication in Inside Higher Ed, Colby and Staslov in 2020 suggest that institutions of higher learning critically think and plan how to invest funds to provide financial resources to the university, as well as prioritize possible long-term solutions rather than quick fixes. Some of the strategic ideas we are articulating to accelerate our budget stream include increasing our efforts to aggressively campaign for a larger increase in endowments from patrons interested in the growth of Anytown University. Endowments are funds that can be used for a variety of purposes. Sometimes some of these gifts are restricted by donors for specific uses. In most cases, they are given for long-term support for the university to use for designated purposes. These investments would help us tremendously to add needed dollars for the total operation of Anytown University. We could use these funds to support our students for financial aid, to support and enhance research and academic instruction. These are our most critical areas. Number 2, we are thinking about using debt markets to finance some of the shortfall. To help mitigate the significant budget deficit, we will explore utilizing the municipal bond market to finance some of the COVID-19 losses. Our AA credit should establish our ability to borrow and incur a long-term debt payment plan. And third, we plan to use cash reserves on hand to finance some of the shortfall in areas of greatest need and to reduce the magnitude of layoffs and possible furloughs. We are considering using a portion of Anytown University's cash and investments to offset part of the deficit. We have some flexibility in our fiscal management plan, which we refer to as FMP, that allows this action in extenuating circumstances, which the pandemic certainly qualifies. We are still assessing the percentage to consider using and the impact on our financial position. We are not limiting our alternatives to the 3 options just explained. We are continuing our dialogue of other alternatives of finance. We encourage administrators, faculty, staff, students, and the community to join in this effort of problem solving our budget options. We look forward to having you and your expertise in finance and raising revenues. Please reach out to us with your ideas before August 21st. You can submit your ideas to j.odom29220365.ncu.edu, or you can call the office at 601-877-4708 to schedule a collaboration meeting via Zoom. And this method will give you an opportunity to have a face-to-face dialogue to share your ideas and ask questions. Thank you today for your undivided attention in listening to the state of Anytown financial wealth, health. Thank you again, and I look forward to you tuning in to the next broadcast.